Today we're going to talk about the unity of the internal and the external. So your body has two sides. There's the internal side and the outside. So there's your physical body, and then inside you have an energy body, or in Tai Chi we call it the form. But the form doesn't look like the external physical body, but it's what gives animation and vitality to the physical body, because it's connected to your self-nature. When the form and the physical body are not in harmony or in equilibrium, you have problems. You will have sickness, or you'll have lack of proper movements, coordination. So when we do Tai Chi, we want to get the internal body and the external body in unison, moving together. In Chinese medicine, we sometimes say the qi, the form, the qi and the energy and the physical body must be in equilibrium, 3 in 1. If that doesn't happen, if the qi, for instance, it flows around the body in a pattern, and your energy also with it, because qi is not energy, qi creates energy. So the qi and energy move together. And if that flow is going in the wrong direction for some reason, you might have a problem. You might get qi disease, like you might have an arm problem. You can't lift your arm, or a limp or something like that. And also an internal organ malfunction. So we want the form, the inner body, and the physical body, the outer body, must be in harmony. So that's one of the primary reasons for doing Tai Chi. And also that will help to prevent illness, and it slows down aging and entropy as well.
How would one practicing Tai Chi apply this principle in their form? How would they get to utilize this principle?
Well, we have to create the right conditions so that everything works together. So we use the principles, and Yang Cheng Fu's rules are like most of the basic principles. We also use the commentary and the treatise and Wang Zhongye's original introduction. These were written hundreds of years ago. I'm not sure exactly when. So it's actually what we want to do. We use the principles. Things don't happen unless the conditions are there, and you have to have all the right conditions for your intention. So we use the principles to create the conditions to get to where we want to go to. For instance, all your body movements will come from the internal once the internal and the external are in equilibrium.
So applying all the Tai Chi principles, okay, that you've learned before, and those being conditions, they come together, and that's using the principles according to the physical body and your physical practice. And once these conditions come together, then when you can then sync your physical and your internal, so the energetic, and let go of the physical or the external, then will these be in unity or unison?
Yeah, well, that's a process. It takes a lot of practice and quite a long time usually. So gradually, yes, when the physical and the non-physical are in harmony, then you can start to move back out of this dimension or this reality. Otherwise, we're stuck in this, what we see as our everyday life, our reality.
So, Mike, if you had to give us an analogy of how to use this principle, how would you explain it?
Okay, so we learn Tai Chi. We learn the form according to the principles.
Using our physical structure.
Using the physical structure and the principles to get equilibrium between the physical structure and the form or the internal structure, and then that leads on to other things. So we use the Tai Chi form. It's like building a boat. So you want to cross a river, so you build a boat to cross the river. when you get to the other side, you don't have to carry the boat with you anymore because you've crossed the river. You've achieved your objective.
So if I have this correct, the bits and pieces of the boat are the principles, and you're collecting those principles to build your boat. Now you've got your boat, you've got all your principles in one, you hop in the boat because now you want to connect the internal and the external. And you've crossed the river, now you want to give up the physical.
We don't need the boat anymore.
Yes, because you've already crossed the river.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is then when the internal and external can...
And that's what we call suspending. The suspending, it won't happen immediately that you get across the river. But gradually it will go back to mind, right? And then you come back again, but now you come back using mind directly. So what he said, it will change your view of the world and everything. Because now you're working directly from mind. So it will correct any problems.
Will this then...
We remind ourselves.
Will this impact on the physical structure? So the physical action of doing the form, the Tai Chi form? Because you will no longer be needing to do it physically.
No. So what Arnold said, we remind ourselves. So we go back to our original mind. We've got the boat, crossed the river, go to the pure land, right? Mm-hmm. Reconnect with your self-nature. And then you come back again. And then, but now you're not the same as you were before. You're actually your self-nature, but you have the same body. You look the same, but everything you do is according to your self-nature. You're not. So you're doing your mission, your Tao, what you were supposed to do, instead of doing other stuff.